welcome back to my channel, Jen Heward, aka Honeybuns Fit. All right, so the question as of late I've been getting a lot of is, what have I been doing? Because as you can see, I have leaned down quite a bit. The question's being asked so much that I'm not able to answer everybody, so why not make a video about it? If a lot of you missed, I had about 5 weeks ago, I had a pinched nerve in my neck, and it was accumulation of training really hard, not enough rest, not enough recovery for my body, so not enough stretching, not enough anything, period. And you know, residual stuff from past. I was in a car accident, got whiplash really bad. I worked in a dental office for 11 years where I was constantly over this way over a patient. So this side of my neck and muscles are elongated, this side is shortened. When I drive like this. When I'm sitting and working, I'm like this. When I'm sleeping, I'm like this, because it's comfortable. And you know, think of how many years, how repetitive that is. Well, eventually it's gonna catch up to you, and it did. Ended up with a pinched nerve, most painful experience in my life. My whole left side went numb. I was worried I was not gonna be able to train. I was gonna be permanent. Instead of completely thinking life is over, I took it upon myself and I researched and asked professionals, like, you know, what to do, how to heal this and get over this pinched nerve. Well, the first thing is I need to just, you know, not train. For 5 weeks now, I have not trained upper body at all. No weights. Now, I've lifted things and for other various stuff, but I haven't done any back, any arm exercises at all. I've usually just done it from the core down. Rest, a lot of rest, stretching, massage, all of those things. So I've been religious. I get a massage once a week. I am going to bed 10, 11 every single night. Lots and lots and lots of water. Biggest thing, diet. Because, you know, there's so many foods out there, and it's mostly processed foods that can cause inflammation in your body. So I didn't want to cause any more inflammation. So I decided to cut out every single thing that was processed. That was even down to my ketchup. Yeah, my ketchup. To packets of stevia. Anything that was coming in a jar, like that was already pre-made, nothing. No fat-free, no sugar-free, no Walden Farms, no nothing. The only thing that I was seasoning or flavoring my foods with would be lemon, olive oil, you know, the natural herbs and spices like garlic and pepper and different Italian herbs and things like that. I was making my own flavors with that. Lemon, lime, you know, even using fresh fruits and stuff to, you know, orange, citrus, things like that to flavor my food. No cheats at all, and all the processed sugar, all the processed sodium, coffee, sugary drinks, I mean energy drinks, all of that stuff. I was not worried about, oh my god, about my taste buds and my palate not getting to eat these things. That was the last thing I was worrying about. I wanted to heal, and I wanted to heal quick. Don't get me wrong, I love my donuts, I love my sugar, I love my sweets, even down to the protein things like the complete cookies. Not saying that they're bad, but for me personally, I just was like, I just wanted to stick to whole nutrient dense foods, like raw as possible, no packaged stuff. Even if most of the ingredients are fairly good in a product, there's still gonna be something in there, and I just didn't want it in my diet. So that's the first thing I did, is cut all that out to avoid inflammation. And because of the lack of training, I wanted to maintain my physique. I didn't want to put on weight, because a lot of you can probably relate when you get an injury, when you're sick or anything like that, the first thing you do is just go to cookies and cakes and chips and all that stuff. That's what's going to be your downfall, and that's what's going to cause you to gain weight when you have that lack of training there. Among just trying to heal and avoiding inflammation, I wanted to try to maintain my physique and not put on any weight. Especially for us women, I've talked about, you know, sort of sugar-free, fat-free products that are, you know, chemically broken down to be sugar-free or fat-free, or, you know, they replace certain things to make them like that, which can mess with hormones. Women especially can increase estrogen, and increased estrogen can cause fat storage. I mean, among many other things I've talked about in all my videos. Knowing this, having this knowledge, I'll heal quicker, I'll feel better, and I'll avoid storing fat in this process. Because it was kind of scary. The first thing I thought of is, I'm not gonna be able to train, record videos, I'm not gonna be able to bring stuff to you guys, or I'm gonna put on weight, I'm gonna lose my physique. I mean, I worry about those things too. Instead of freaking out, I just made the right decisions and stuck to them. For the first 2.5 weeks, I wasn't eating any complex carbs because I wasn't training, period. Most of my carbs came from my fruit. I ate a lot of fruit. I actually still eat a lot of fruits. A lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables, a lot of protein, and then I stuck with moderate fat. Now keep in mind, I have not been tracking anything this entire 5 weeks. After 2.5 weeks I started getting more back into training. I started adding in at least 1 leg glute day a week. A little bit more in high intensity cardio, but not too much. I was just taking it easy. Still no upper body. I started including in a little bit of complex carbs around my workouts, like my Carbolin, my carb drink, and then either oatmeal or cream of rice was sticking with before my workouts. So especially on my leg days. So I was still getting some complex carbs on that day. After my workouts, I would intake a protein shake and a bunch of fruit. Any fruit I wanted. I like to stick with my carbs around my workouts at my most active time of day. There is a decrease in the complex carbs, but I have an increase, quite a bit increase in my simple carbs and sugars, natural sugars. The rest of the day was balanced out of protein, vegetables, and all different kinds of vegetables and fats. Now you're probably gonna ask me, how did I measure it out if I'm not counting? Really, I just would throw it together. I was eyeballing it, so, and I know I put my containers are about this big, I usually would fill them up. I'm eating about 5 meals a day right now. 4 workout, my after workout, that's 2, and then 3 more meals the rest of the day, plus protein shake. That's what I pretty much have stuck with this entire 5 weeks. I think one night I did splurge on pizza a little bit. That was one night, I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then another night, me and Zach had date night, and we went and had some wine, and we had like little snacky hors d'oeuvre things, but that's about it. I was just about being consistent, staying committed to that. And you know what the funny thing is I thought I would crave my Oreos, I thought I would crave all that stuff that I was eating before, but I have not had one craving. I have a cupboard full of stuff. Yeah, I wish I was at my house because I would show you my cupboard. I haven't touched it. I'll look at it because it'll sound good, and I'll go, maybe I'll have it, and then I'm just like, ugh, which is crazy. It's funny because I usually crave, I get cravings, and I haven't been craving it at all, and I think it's because I've cut out all of that processed, anything with preservatives, anything that has been processed or chemically changed or anything like that. I mean, I've just been sticking with the raw, guys. Like when I say raw, that means everything that I'm cooking with is either I can grow myself. You can't grow a jar of something. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that you can put in the ground or you can raise and you can grow and you can pick it, whatever it is. That's how I've been eating. Tons of water. I think that's like key. As I progress each week, I put in a little bit more exercise, and depending on how intense the exercise is, I might increase my carbs a little bit around my workouts. Usually I'm sticking with about, it's like 120 grams, give or take, I don't know, of complex carbs. But then you gotta think I'm eating a lot. I usually am probably doing maybe 2 or 3 cups of vegetables, and I do a lot of fruit, guys. Like probably like 2 shaker cupfuls of fruit a day. A lot of fruit, so that's where a lot of my carbs are coming from. Really, that's all it is when it came to my diet. It was just cutting out all that stuff. If I do sweeten anything, I use honey. I don't use stevia, I don't use the packaged stuff at all. I didn't think I would like lean down at all or anything, but I was actually very surprised in the 5 weeks of just staying consistent with that, and that's what happened. Like I said, the first 2.5 weeks, I was doing more mobility work. So I would use my booty bands to do various things, but nothing over the top. It was on the treadmill. 30 minutes max is all I was doing, and I was focusing mostly on a lot of stretching. So I started with what I could manage, and then I just kept adding to my stretching routine, which I usually will stretch for about 20 minutes total. I time each exercise for 1 minute, and I will bring another stretching video to you guys of what I've been doing lately. And after the 2.5 weeks, I started feeling a little bit better in my neck because I was getting deep tissue massages at the same time, at least once a week, on top of my stretching. So once I started feeling better, I added in 1 leg day. So it was legs and booty, and I tried to not use upper body because I didn't want to put any stress on my neck, just giving it rest. And so I started with that, and then the next week I added in a second booty and leg day. So I'm still focusing on different muscle groups, just like if I was doing a normal split, and just avoiding doing upper body. As the weeks progressed, I added in on the non-leg days, I added in HIIT cardio and core day. 2 days a week I've been doing legs and booty, so it'll be like hamstrings and booty, and then quads and booty and calves. 2 other days I'll focus on core, stabilization, stretching, all of that stuff, and 10 minutes sprints only. 30 on, 30 off, and doing that twice a week. That's the only cardio I'm doing right now, on top of my 2 sessions of legs, and that's no cardio on those days. I'll warm up for maybe 10 minutes to get my legs warmed up, but it's nothing crazy. My leg workouts last me about an hour, and my core day is usually about 45 minutes. 1 day a week, I'll do Muay Thai kickboxing and like core and conditioning on 1 day of the week. So it's completely different training than I was doing before. So it ends up being like a 5-day thing actually. It's never 5 days. You know, I have quite a bit of muscle, so I'm not worried too much about going. I really think that my body just needed the break. I think it needed a change. It's just responded awesome. And I've leaned down probably because it needed it. So it's good to take breaks, you guys, and to listen to your body. I'm not sure when I will start training upper body again. I just really want to make sure this is good to go. I don't want any more issues in the future. Weight training. Honestly, it's an amazing way to exercise, and it's awesome, but it puts a lot of stress on your body too. And especially when you start getting good and creative, you start going really intense and really hard, then you get in that routine and you think you can go harder. Yeah, a lot of you can probably relate with that. I've only been doing L-carnitine, my BCAAs, fish oil, that's it. Everything else comes from food. Right now, I feel amazing. I feel awesome. I physically and mentally feel really good. I feel a little bit, relieved with the training. I don't feel as like loaded down, and my body doesn't feel as tense and kind of just like knotted up from all the crazy training. It's physically feel good, I think, from what I've been putting in my body. Everything is just working amazing, like digestion, like clarity. I don't have cravings. I feel I have really good energy. I don't have the high low crash. I sleep really good. That's the thing too. I've been getting so much sleep. Talked about this before, is when you have the lack of sleep, again, it raises your cortisol levels, and cortisol can cause you to gain weight or bloating. I mean, the list goes on. So I've talked about that before too. So getting a good amount of sleep, eating properly, and not overdoing the training. I think I've learned this in this last 5 weeks. I've lost quite a bit of body fat. Not a lot of muscle because I've been eating good amount of protein and taking my BCAAs. I just dropped a lot of body fat, and I wasn't even like trying. When I was trying, I was having even harder time getting the body fat off. Isn't that crazy how that works? I know sometimes when I talk about this, it might sound a little bit repetitive, but sometimes you need to hear it more than once. But really, This is all I've been doing with my recent body fat loss. Really being more conscientious of what I'm putting in my body, getting enough rest, and not overdoing it, you know, taking time for yourself to stretch and recover. I probably spend more time stretching, resting, recovering, massage than I do like training, if you want to add it all together, because even on my off days I still will do a lot of stretching. So I'm just keeping with the stretching. The thing about stretching too is it not only improving your flexibility, it's going to decrease your chances of getting injured in the future, because your body's able to move so much more and adapt so much more to what you're doing, instead of getting stuck and you can't do this or that. It also helps to increase performance. So certain exercises you'll be able to perform even better when you have better flexibility. And you're just gonna feel better and you're gonna look cool. You're gonna look like a badass because you can do all these stretches. You guys probably saw my Instagram post that I've almost got the splits down. I can actually arch and curve my back. I can go back further this way when I never used to. Especially working in dental, I was curved forward. So it's nice to be able to have that curvature in my back that way. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful in just with the recent, I know you guys, I figured out how to do a video on it because I was getting questions left and right. What are you doing? Because obviously you guys notice it in my photos and my videos that I've leaned down a lot, but that's pretty much all I've done. That's all I've done. And the biggest thing is the diet. 120,000, 10, 120, blah, blah, blah percent is diet. You know, no amount of training is going to get you lean if your diet is not in check. And obviously with my recent experience, and as you guys can see, I'm proof that, you know, eating really raw, nutrient-dense foods is the way to go. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you found some of it useful and maybe in helping you in whatever you're doing currently. But I will see you guys on the next video. Love you guys.